Right. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. This might work, it might not, but don't worry, you will be getting a video out today, as you guys always do. We've had mass technical issues this morning, everybody. So apologies. I can only say for that. The camera is basically starting and restarting consistently, which has never happened before. So if it does go off, I can preface this by saying I apologize, and we will 100% get this video out, even if it is just a pre-record. Mental, absolutely mental. So yeah, stick by me for this one, everybody. Slap a like on the video. Keep standing out for the other live streams that will be going on as well. We'll just have to reset the buddy camera and do something different, which is absolutely fine. We've got the debrief tonight, of course, of which we will have sorted this issue out. You absolute git camera. But yes, as I was saying on the previous stream, everybody, 16 hours in the air. It's been a tough one, but we're back. We're back doing content. Thank you so much to all the American Leeds fans that I saw out there. Amazing. We had around about 60, 65, maybe even 70 people come to the Tampa Bay Whites watch on, which was unbelievable. Want to expand the channel, want to be doing different bits, everybody. I don't just want to be here chatting to you right now, even if it's me getting down to Ellen Road, interviewing you a lot as well. That's what I want to start doing, as well as this stuff, of course. Just expanding the channel a little bit and making you guys, giving you something a little bit different as well. That's what I want to be doing, want to be expanding, want to be doing different things on here. So that was an example of it. We've got bits coming, we've got vlogs coming, we've got stuff that's going on the Patreon, which won't be going on this channel. Make sure you check on over that to support the channel as well, everybody. The trip was not cheap. Whatsoever. And unfortunately, we did get some comments of which, it's like, you're showing off. It's like, guys, no, I'm not showing off whatsoever. It is just a part and parcel. Right, we're going to be going on the MacBook, everybody, because it's a little bit blurry now, but I'm going to be speaking to you on the MacBook. Wait on. Right, 2 seconds, everybody. 2 seconds. Stay with me. This is a laugh for you guys anyway. Stay with me. Right, everybody, we're back. We're back. At least we've got a fair few of you still in the building. Yeah, apologies for that. It's probably been the craziest sort of 24 hours I've experienced, to be quite honest with you. So, getting these things sorted has been an absolute nightmare. But shout out to all of you in the building right now. We're going to be doing a little bit of a video today on January transfer wish list. But as I said before I want to get started with this one, everybody, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone I met in the States. I want to say a big thank you to, a lot of you guys who are out there and we're still watching stuff. We've got actual bits coming towards, for the channel and stuff like that. Don't be thinking that we're not doing that, even though currently I'm here holding a microphone. But it's the content, isn't it? It's the content that you guys want. The good old days. It is the good old days. Morning, Connor. How you, mate? Tuning in from Australia. Poor you, Nick. Exactly, Jan. Exactly. Morning, Connor. Back at him. Fraser says, Cameron's upset you didn't take him on holiday. Exactly, mate. Tony, I'm in the same building as you, mate. Same building as you. It's been absolute chaos. So anyway, I'm going to stop whinging about that. So what do we want to do today? What exactly did I want to speak about? Well, I think it's quite prevalent right now as Leeds are going into obviously, we're going into the second week of the January period. We're going into the second week of the international period. I think it's very, very, very prevalent right now. With sort of, I reckon, about 2 weeks to go until on the channel we really start delving into January. We really start delving into what Leeds need, why Leeds need certain profiles in certain areas. And that's going to be quite prevalent in the thought processes right now of the backroom staff. Interestingly enough, you've had changes. Jordan Miles has left. You've had Greta Steinson, who's joined the Red Bull team as well, across the board, not just at Leeds United now. So changes are afoot at Leeds. And I thought when I got back, what I'm going to do is try and go on a bit of a player profile of exactly what Leeds United need, because the wigs at Leeds United right now will 100% be planning this. They'll 100% on Monday, the 18th of November, not only be looking at the season, but they're going to be looking at how Leeds are going to be able to, get into this January period. And as we saw in the Amazon Prime documentary years ago, actually get ahead of the competition. Now, what I want you guys to do in the comment section below as well, let me know where you would be improving right now. I've got certain profiles that I will be looking at right now, and we're going to be speaking about them this morning. But what I want you guys to do as well is tell me where you think Leeds need to improve. I've got a certain hit list of where I think we need to. So let me know in the comment section below. Nick's in the building. Hi, Nick. Billy Brooks, Aaron's, I should say, Buendia, McAtee, Morton, Dennis, Al, Hamady, Daka, all out of favour at Premier League side. Yeah, you've got a fair few there. Sean's in the building. Just get a lone centre back and maybe a lone striker, and that'll be it for me. So what I wanted to speak on initially, everybody, is I wanted to speak on a young lad called Joe Whitworth. Now, Joe Whitworth, when we've sort of been doing a lot of profiles previously on Palace goalkeepers and Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeepers, he's sort of just been there, but on the periphery. And I've just kept an eye on him, kept an eye on Joe Whitworth. And I got told basically by someone who I won't name to keep an eye on him not long ago when he was coming up through the ranks. Now, this is a lad who's currently on loan at Exeter City, but he is a Crystal Palace goalkeeper, under contract, and he is unbelievable. Right now, he is flying in the in League One. I've mentioned previously that it's not right, and I wanted to address this as well. A lot of people said, "Well, Connor, you can't make a comment about a goalkeeper getting clean sheets when it comes down to Ilan Melia, you won't give him his credit for that." When it comes to clean sheets, I look at the team. I look at as a unit, Leeds actually defending that goal. Obviously, it's down to Ilan Melia, but I think when you talk about clean sheets, you also need to mention goals prevented, save percentages, saves per 90, all these other things which directly impact the goalkeeper and directly give a very good representation of how well that individual is performing. So I'm throwing in clean sheets when it comes to Joe Whitworth, because all of the other things are extremely, extremely impressive. Now, currently, Exeter City are 9th in the Premier in League One. So we'll get some of the standings up right now on FootMob for you guys. So yeah, currently the interesting part of this is obviously they're 9th in the division. Leeds United, we've got I think Ilan Melia is top when it comes to clean sheets right now. Leeds are obviously 3rd in the division, and we're flying when it comes to all the statistics. So right now, everybody, if you just look here, and let's take the debrief off that chat there. Okay, we'll just go with the standard background, which I know you guys are fans of. Okay, so we'll look at the League One table. Obviously, we know that Wickham are going to be high up. Birmingham, Wrexham, Stockport, Barnsley, Lincoln. Obviously, you've got Exeter round about here. But if we actually look at, the goal difference, it's actually pretty good when you look at Exeter, and the goals conceded is excellent as well. Now, if we just move over to statistics here, so you've got Louis Barry, obviously, who's at Stockport, was formerly of Real Madrid, I believe it was. But if you just go down here and we have a little look at the man of the hour when it comes to goalkeepers, here we go. So Joe is top when it comes to save percentage. And a lot of this, guys, is what I look at when it comes to goalkeepers. I think save percentage is really, really, really important. It's how many shots they're facing per game. And obviously, Joe is facing a fair few, and his save percentage is extremely high as well. His goals prevented here is 4.4 as well. Just bearing in mind that Ilan Mele is in the minuses here, and Joe here as well, saves per 90. So look, he's actively making a fair few saves per game. 3.6, really, really important statistics there. And if you want to just throw in that, obviously he's 9th when it comes to clean sheets, but his statistics are absolutely superb. Only 20 years of age. And one of his main things, everybody, he's got a fair few man of the matches, but as you can tell, he's on loan. He's at the, he's coming back to Crystal Palace in 2025. But one of the main things here is if Leeds can get him, if we're even able to interrupt that loan in January, which definitely Leeds will be able to do, but even if it is at the end of the season, Leeds could get him on loan from in that January month and then do something toward the back end of the season as well. 20 years of age, bearing in mind, I know a lot of you guys will be saying, look, Connor, 20 years of age, a little bit young to come in. Well, that's when Ilan Mele started for Leeds, and I believe at 21 years of age, he was playing for Leeds in the Premier League. He was at least starting for Leeds over Kiko Casilla to then go in the Premier League. We all knew he was a very young goalkeeper, but someone like Whitworth is going to be able to come in. He's going to be able to push Ilan Mele the whole way. I think it would be an excellent signing, 20 years of age, and he's got a hell of a lot of hype around him at this moment in time. So I think that would be a really, really interesting move right there. So yeah, a young goalkeeper, maybe exposing the loan market as well if Leeds are able to go and get him in on loan from the likes of, Crystal Palace, interrupt that loan from Exeter and just say, look, mate, you're at a higher level. And we've seen that happen multiple times. He's at a much, much higher level than what he's displaying right now. So who knows? Chris says the best thing we can do for Jan is not have Farke, get Ruud van Nistelrooy in and a future manager rather than a bang average one. I'm not sure Ruud van Nistelrooy would be a good shout right now, mate. I think that would be kamikaze. And Fraser said, agree with you on save percentages. Yeah, and I think so. And Sean says as well, wait until next season when we get Ramsdale or Kelleher. I think, obviously I mentioned Kelleher, didn't I, on the previous video. The reason I mentioned Kelleher, guys, is because that's more of a Premier League move. Could we do that in January? I don't know. I think it'd be unrealistic, but if we could do that in January, that would be amazing. But someone like Joe Whitworth right now is something that Leeds could do. 100%. You can interrupt that loan at Crystal Palace, go do it at January, make it into a permanent signing. 100%. So, yeah, that would be a really good move for Leeds. I think that would push Ilan Mele. Look, and a lot of you guys are like, Connor, stop talking about Ilan Mele. Well, why? Why should I stop talking about Ilan Mele? Why? He's an outlier in the team right now. I keep getting stupid comments. And I will say stupid because I can disagree. I say football's subjective. But it is stupid comments saying, well, we're winning right now. So why would you talk about that? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm all about eradicating outliers. I'm all about taking some sort of like net negatives out of Leeds United to make the holistic a lot more positive. And that's exactly what Ilan Mele is. Right now, we're doing well. But at least get a goalkeeper in to push him, which Carl Darlow's not doing, even though he's done okay for Wales the other night, hasn't he? Okay, so second person that I wanted to speak about he's actually just been called up by the Swedish national team, which is really good. And yeah, his name is Isac Lidberg. Now, Isac Lidberg. Now, obviously, you guys know that it was quite interesting for me that Gilavodji was bought by Leeds United, and I shouted it out on social media. I thought, they might go for Gilavodji, and I got it right. And I was pretty ecstatic with that, to be honest with you, and got tagged in multiple times. And listen, I just think when it comes to the Bundesliga, this is a market that Leeds United, or the German market, this is a market that Leeds 100%, in my opinion, will be looking at. You've got your Daniel Farke connections there, obviously. Red Bull are massively established, obviously, in that part of the world. And I believe that when you're looking at the Bundesliga, you've obviously got to look at Bundesliga 2 as well. It's still a very, very decent standard. And I can see Richard saying here, it's finishing, that's the problem, especially away from home. Well, Isac Lidberg is absolutely flying right now. And if you guys aren't aware of who he is, he's a Swedish footballer who's playing for Darmstadt in the Bundesliga 2. Darmstadt were obviously relegated last season from the top division, and Lidberg is flying. There's been comparisons with, obviously, naturally, as always happens with any sort of Scandinavian player, there's been comparisons with the main man, Erling Haaland, of course, but Lidberg is unbelievable right now. He's flying. He's in the form of his life. He started at Go Ahead Eagles, did okay there. Then he was bought by Utrecht, and Utrecht he didn't do as well, but he's bought by Darmstadt, and he's done extremely well. So these are his statistics right now. So 26 years of age, preferred foot right, but he can play on the left as well. 185 centimeters, obviously a good height, but just look at this, guys. Look at these statistics right now. I'm just gonna zoom in. So Utrecht, 22 goals. 22 games, sorry, 5 goals. Not amazing, but he's moved to Darmstadt, and he's only moved in August 2024 as well, which might hike his price up with his contract a little bit. But if Leeds were to come in, we know that the market there is more than achievable for Leeds United. I think you could definitely get him for £5+ million. But 10 goals in 12 games. And look at his ratings, everybody. Look at his ratings. And look, I've said before that Sam Byram's ratings on FootMob haven't been ideal, and I've not agreed with them. But when you look at the statistics behind this, guys, and how many goals he's scoring, you just can't, look at this. Look at this sheet. The sheet, everything is in the green. When you look at shots, when you look at non-penalty XG, goals, expected goals, assists, expected assists, successful passes, which when you look at this systematically, he's very good at dropping deep as well, which is really good. Chances created, 11. Successful dribbles. Everything is in the green that you want. And even from a defensive perspective, there's more green than red here with Isac Lidberg. So this is someone who is achievable. It's someone who 100% is achievable right now. Darmstadt are doing well, obviously in Bundesliga 2. He only signed in August 2024. But listen, this is something that if Leeds United put up the money for, and it doesn't have to be extortionate, Isac Lidberg coming up for the Sweden national team in this international break, someone like him for me is perfect. He's absolutely perfect right now. And you look at his age, you look at his projection, you look at how people are talking about him right now. If you look on socials, if you look on, the data sheets and all the data nerds on social media as well, they're talking about this guy as the next big thing. It was interesting actually, because you guys know that I go to Germany quite a lot. And his name was mentioned a couple of times by one of my mates out there, a couple of times, because Darmstadt were looking at him throughout the summer months and all this sort of stuff. But he wasn't sure it was going to get done. And he wasn't actually sure on Lidberg, to be quite honest with you. But unbelievable. What a player it looks like. And, the projection there, that's what we've got to be looking at. We've got to be looking at that next level, that next level player. Can he acclimatise to the Premier League? Obviously, can he acclimatise to the Championship, but can he acclimatise to the Premier League? A lot of you guys have been speaking about centre forward. You've really got to look, and you've got to look at who is achievable. First international appearance for Lidberg, or first international call-up, I believe it is, for Sweden right now. Banging the goals in at Darmstadt, green on all the data sheets. Surely someone like him has got to be throwing up some questions for Leeds United. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Melee brings a lot more to the team than save percentage. I know it's the metric we judge all keepers on, but just like we don't judge strikers on goals scored Joseph, we shouldn't judge Melee on just save percentage. Wayne, I think it's difficult to say that because I'm hearing this a lot, and you get a lot of people comparing Joseph as well to Bamford, which is bizarre. If Bamford had missed that chance, he'd have been strung up. Well, Bamford's been missing these chances for the best part of 5 or 6 years. He's had really, for me, one good season at Leeds United. But yet, for some reason, our fan base still love him. And I don't get why, but that will always be the case. I think it's because he played under Bielsa, did well in the Premier League, and it's a nostalgia gate with a lot of fans when it comes to Bamford. The reality of it is he's a bang average footballer and really always has been. But I think when you look at Melie, he sort of falls into that as well. His development since the Bielsa days has been extraordinarily bad in terms of where we expected him to get to. And Sam Allardyce, you can say whatever you want about Sam Allardyce, did it best. He was at Leeds for 4 games and dropped him within 4 games. So it is one of those where you've kind of got a rap sheet with Melie. We already know what this period of time is going to be like with him. Is he going to get up to the Premier League with Leeds, and is he going to perform? Well, the data tells you no. It tells you no. When we look at someone like Matteo Joseph, he's been in the first team now for 2 months, and he's been in and out. He's been with the first team squad for 2 months. That's it. With Ilan Melier, we have 5 or 6 years now worth of evidence to look at him and judge him and critically analyze where Leeds need to improve. For me, save percentage and goals prevented are huge because it then focuses on the individual. The reason that clean sheets can't be representative of a goalkeeper is because if the ball isn't going anywhere near the goalkeeper for 80% of that team's season, what are we judging him on? What are we judging him on? Save percentage and goals prevented and saves per match is representative of the individual doing well or poorly. So for me, I disagree with you there, Wayne. I don't know what he does bring to the side aside from that. To be honest with you, I think look, he's part of the team when it comes to clean sheets, so we've got to look at that, of course. But when you look at the overall pie of it, the distribution is not great. The handling is very, very average. I don't get it, to be honest with you. And I think you've always got to be pushing that. And I think naturally I understand it. I understand why fans maybe get upset that I talk about Ilan Melier a lot, but it's because I want Leeds to improve as a side. And I'm not just going to, and I'm not saying you're doing this, by the way, Wayne, but I think when the team's doing well, there is a natural leaning towards just everything's absolutely great. And we know that can't be the case. We've always got to be striving for improvement, and we've always got to be eradicating outliers for me. And Kelleher, who let 5 goals in last night, okay. Does that mean he's a bad keeper? Because Mele's let in a hell of a lot of goals over the past 3 years, mate. Look how many goals he let in the Premier League, if we're sort of referring to that. But yeah, let's have a look at quite a lot of Martin says Mele saves a bit, but he doesn't command the area like a Schmeichel. Rob says, I hate to say this, but I have a feeling Bamford, Joseph might be a Bamford 2.0. That's fair enough. I think there's more to Joseph's game. I think a lot of people, if Joseph had scored 2 to 3 more goals, that's it, or even 1 or 2 more goals, I don't think he'll have been he's been judged as heavily as he's been judged right now. I think his overall performance, aside from the goals, has been really good. But people judge strikes on goals. I understand that. But listen, I think there's more to judge on a goalkeeper than just clean sheets. I think you've got to, and we're blessed now that we have statistics that mean you can do that. Okay, guys. So next person that I wanted to speak about was this little boy as well, who's on the thumbnail. It's James McAtee. Now, I understand that this might be a bit of an audacious one. He was with Sheffield United in the Premier League. Pep didn't want to let him go. I understand that. But this boy, if we can somehow get him, 22 years of age, can play everywhere along the front line. He's not been playing recently. And I know he played against Tottenham Hotspur, but that was because City just battered with injuries. But really, when you look at since Wolverhampton Wanderers, and to be fair, obviously, if you're not including under 21 games, he's not playing a lot of minutes right now. Now, the only team, after looking really, really heavily at McAtee, that I can see maybe go in for him are West Ham United. And that's maybe if they lose Paqueta, Lucas Paqueta, I should say. But I don't think that will happen. And then I wonder who else are going to go in for him. Now, it's an audacious attempt for Leeds United to go for someone like that. Why? Because he's a Premier League player. He really is. But I do wonder with Pep Guardiola, who wanted to keep him on this season, City are absolutely battered by injuries. But apparently, you look at January, they're going to be, a little bit better off, especially in the attacking form. So I wonder if Leeds could maybe go for an audacious attempt with the 49ers, Red Bull, to get a central attacking midfielder of that next level. And is it going to, you've got to look at that. Is it going to aid his development? He's been on loan at a Premier League club, right? Sheffield United at the time. He was on loan at a Premier League club. So is he then going to downgrade to a championship club? Well, it very much depends on the player's situation. Right now, he's obviously not getting a lot of minutes. And it also depends on where Leeds are going to be. If Leeds are able to offer him a loan, he's able to be decent for 6 months at Leeds, which I think would happen. And it's a loan with an obligation. It would have to be an obligation, I believe. Leeds go up, you sign him, right? I wonder with this situation right now, with probably not that many clubs looking at him, it feels like a lot of clubs are sewn up in the bottom half of the Premier League in that area. I wonder if McAtee would entertain a move to Leeds if, you know, there's almost a guarantee in that position that Leeds are going to go up. Now, why is it important? And this is another thing when we're looking at January, everyone. Why is it so important that we're there or thereabouts? You know, if Leeds are top of the tree, right? If we're top of the tree in January and we're 7 points clear, that is such an attractive move for James McAtee, in my opinion. Leeds United, obviously just down the road from him. He's only in Manchester. He's not going to have to relocate. James McAtee coming to Leeds United, if we are first or second, just in and amongst it, is really important that Leeds are mixing it. It is very, very important that Leeds are mixing it at the top two. And this is why I keep going on about the top two, because it's also got to be attractive for the types of for Lidberg, for Whitworth, for someone like McAtee to come in, because they're thinking to themselves, well, what am I getting by coming to Leeds United? You know, maybe not as much Whitworth, because he's obviously at Exeter now, but he's a Crystal Palace player, you know, and I think that will be a really, really good signing. But someone like Lidberg, 100%, so he would be coming over from Germany and is flying with Darmstadt right now. He would need to know that Leeds are going to be promoted to the Premier League. And that's why with James McAtee, it will be an audacious attempt. But you look at it and you think if Leeds are in the top two, McAtee will know that Leeds are probably going to go to the Premier League. If then he can almost get this financial reward and this guarantee by our owners now, very ambitious. And you can, you know, at the same time, you're saying to James McAtee, look, we're going to the Premier League. We're second or first in the division. We've got a cushion. You know, yeah, stay with us. We'll sign you when we go up, and you know, you can be the main man. So if Leeds are able to do that, put the money up front, which I'm not sure Sheffield United were able to do with McAtee, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? What an addition that would be. Okay, let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Bremner says he's been with the first team for 2 months. I just think it's too soon to write Joseph off. Can clearly see he's got potential, but I do get your point. Yeah, I do. I do agree with that. I do agree with that when it comes to Eli Mele. Nidar says McAtee would have to wait until the last 5 matches of the season before Farke would hand him. Replace Solomon with Brooks. I think Joseph needs a consistent run, not just a swapping with Peru up time up front. Ken says one thing with the number 9 with Badley in January, they've got to be a proven goal scorer. If it's a rookie, then just bring kids in with the under 21s. We need someone to put the bucket of chances away. Ken, and that's exactly where you look at someone like Lidberg. He's proven it right now. 10 goals in 12 games, 3 assists as well. He's in the green when it comes to all that data as well, of which I've just shown you. He would be a fantastic signing for me. A really, really top signing. He's Bundesliga 2, but Leeds are in the Championship. I understand the Championship's better than Bundesliga 2. I get that, but when you've got a rap sheet like that, he's only 26 years of age. He's been called up by the Swedish national team for the first time. There's clearly a lot of hype around this guy. Someone like Isac Lidberg, I think would be a really good signing for good value with Leeds United as well. So that could be an interesting one. So people talking about this is an interesting one when it comes to what Martin's saying as well, because I think, you know, if you're bringing in someone like McAtee, Leeds are probably going to have to pay a lot of his wages as well. A lot of his wages, 80% at least. So if you're bringing in someone like James McAtee, it would be fascinating to see what would have to happen with Solomon, with Leeds, you know, ploughing 60k a week into him. Profile says Leeds or anyone in the Championship will not be able to sign Premiership quality players for the Championship. We're still playing League One standard players. Melee, Bamford, Aronson. Yeah. Ken says as well, 3 loan slots available. Club need a 3, 9, and 10, so no excuses. I think in this video we've sort of spoken about you know, when it comes to profiles, that we need a striker. Obviously, when it comes to McAtee, a central attacking midfielder and a goalkeeper. I think getting a goalkeeper now for the future is really important. I think at least getting a goalkeeper now to push Eli Mele is going to be big, because there's going to be more howlers coming. We all know there will be more howlers coming. So it's all about just, you know, it's all about staying on track with that one. Yeah, guys, listen, I wanted to say, as I say, a big thank you. I know the stream went off at the beginning. If you guys are just joining, you can join this and listen. We'll have that sorted by tomorrow. Don't worry about that. And I apologize for that at the start of the stream. It's been a bit of a chaotic morning. But yeah, no, listen, make sure you slap a like on the video, guys. I really appreciate it. If you are going to the start of the video will start about 7-8 minutes. So I can only apologize for that. But I really appreciate all of your support. It's been amazing in America, guys. We're gonna have loads of stuff out for you. I hope you've enjoyed the stuff. You know, when it comes to content, and we'll have much more coming out. So thanks for staying with me this morning. There's about 500 of you in the building. Make sure you slap a like. And as I say, apologies for the technical issues. Make sure you check out Football Prizes, guys. We've got a brand new prize out this week. And as I say, we'll be back this evening with the debrief, and I can't wait to see a lot of you guys there. Cheers.